Okay, guys, people in the comments, people that are watching right now, we have a fighter that's about to come on. That's gonna fucking just let it all out. He's got a fucking grudge match coming up next week. That is a long time coming.
Oh, it is.
There's been words, there's been memes.
Oh, it's just days away.
There's been some things said, hurtful things. Michael,
Hurtful?
were you hurt?
A little bit.
I wasn't hurt.
Nah.
But
No, I was a little bit. I'm not lying. I was like, I can't believe this.
All
I'm
right.
hurt.
Up next on the program, the Hammer himself, Josh, the Hammer Burns, coming straight out of Michigan. What the fuck is going on, Josh? How are you?
What up, guys? You good?
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Josh, since the wonderful and popular MC Hammer wrote his big hit, I don't think he realized that in 2021, it's going to be fucking Hammer time, right? We got the fucking Hammer, the hillbilly Hammer. I mean, it's fucking Hammer time next Friday.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
We can't wait.
Dude, love the shirt. Crazy white boy. How are you feeling heading into this? You've been wanting this fight. You've been asking for this fight. You've been memeing. You've been burying him in the meme game. I know that Matt Kohler found himself a meme making app somewhere and started to go back at you with them things. But I think you won. Round one of this fight has already gone to you on the internet. How excited are you to finally fucking get in the squared circle against Sam Shewmaker next week?
Well, we're pretty excited. We just wanted to get the fucking damn things, just get it on. And it's great. Matt's a nice guy and everything, but at the end of the day, they know what's up. They don't want Sam ruffling my feathers because I destroy anybody I'm pissed at. And I'll tell you right now, it's beyond personal. He's a big fish in a little pond. He's a fucking punk. At the end of the day, he got that little. Everyone thinks he's a nice guy. Now he's a little bitch. And as a veteran of the game, all the guys that I know, the guys that beat his ass, they all said the same thing. He stormed out the ring like a little hoe. Can't show respect. I mean, let's be honest. My last fight was not expected. I was supposed to just walk through him. And you know what? He didn't knock me out, but he hit me so damn hard, knocked down my ass. And when the fight was over, I had to find him, after the fight. I mean, all his people were cool, talking about Frank Tate, and then took pictures of his son and him, and we good, that's what this sport's about. Any given day, anybody can win. And Sam Shewmaker is just a classic example of a spoiled ass white boy. And then he tries to claim that he's some country boy just because he got hillbilly tendencies. Look, motherfucker, I grew up on a farm. I grew up slinging pigs and hogs and fucking steer. I'm a farm boy. I'm a country boy. You talking about country boy ass whoopings? Just, dude, this motherfucker's stiff as a board, and I'm going to put him to sleep. And if his chin can hold up, I'd like to take it about 3 rounds. But, I mean, that's the same. Just because at the end of the day, he ain't fought no punchers. The only puncher he fought was A.J. Arnold's, and A.J. didn't punch him. A.J. played the slick game. He wasn't trying to pressure him. He was playing slick. And he still knocked him on the ass when he's playing slick. So at the end of the day, I'm going to put these fists on his chin, and I guarantee you he's either A, going to quit, or I'm going to break his jaw, one or the other.
You seem fired up. You seem fired up. You seem like there's some genuine heat here. And I'm sure you're looking to bounce back from your last fight. Your last fight didn't go quite the way, but you just said, you and Frank were cordial afterwards. Do you look at that fight and be like, what the fuck was I doing in that goddamn fight? It's going to be completely different here. I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to do normal Josh Burns things, and I'm going to fucking demolish this fucking guy. Or
you got to look. I mean, anybody that see, the fun thing is all these fucking podcasters and internet people, and even these American bare knuckle fighters are all fucking rookies. Y'all rookies. I've been in this game for almost 8 years now. And I watch these idiots and they look at BoxRec and they're like, oh, look at this rec. BoxRecs don't have shit right, because I was fighting in Europe and these guys have been fighting for 10, 15 years. BoxRecs, oh, these guys are debuted. No, motherfucker, I fought two guys that had under 3 fights. Everybody else that I fought had 10 plus fights. So this bare knuckle shit is not new in Europe. This shit is the way of life for them because they don't have guns and shit. So they'll do knives and they'll do fist fights. That's how they settle things up, do straighteners. So you know, at the end of the day, you get guys like Sam Shewmaker that, hey, fuck him. You know, he thinks I'm some chump. Good. I'm glad. So when I fucking put my hands on his chin and he fucking sitting on his ass and he's like, what the fuck happened? And all his little bullshit people that pumping his ass up, he barely got through a 5-round fight with Joey Beltran, who was at like 60%. And we both know I like Joey. Joey's my boy, but at the same time, Joey pity patters. Joey ain't no heavyweight champ. He ain't no puncher. He just drags people into the fucking deep end. He hasn't been able to fight a real puncher. So my boy LeVar Johnson's coming over. When LeVar comes over, LeVar knocked his ass out. At the end of the day, you need a big puncher because Joey's style does not go well with a big puncher. And that's not, I'm not disrespecting Joey. It'd be a Muhammad Ali, George Foreman type thing. Can I get him before he drags me deep type thing? But Sam Shewmaker going, oh, we got unsettled business. What the fuck you talking about? You are that spoiled ass white boy that literally you lost 4 rounds to 1. Like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And then he don't shake people's hand. His corner and his people are classless as fuck. And they're cussing. Get the fuck out of here. Trust me, when I first came on the scene at BKFC brought me in and had me debut against him for a reason. He didn't fight for multiple years, not because he chose to step back. They didn't bring his ass back. He's boring. And again, he lives off this ain't a fucking computer game, bro. You hit a fucking pad that says you hit so hard. Bitch, you only got 2 knockouts out of what, 5 fights, 6 fights, whatever it is. And Bobo, he couldn't even put out. So, and Eric Prindle's my brother, okay? So you want to fucking build your clout off my brother? I got you. Trust me when I tell you. This is beyond personal. This is beyond personal. I'm gonna fuck you up. And when it's done, I'm gonna clown you. And it's good. They'll probably have Dan Murgulata in there because he's going to have to make sure that I don't fucking pull my pants down, put my sack on his forehead when he's sleeping on the ground. Trust that.
You know, you just answered the question. I was going to ask you, where did the real heat generate? Like, where did it start? And it started with that first fight against Pringle, right?
The very first fight, yeah, with Eric Prindle. Prindle's my brother. Prindle and I fought. Yeah, we fought in Bellator, and we were brothers. We fought. No one would fight him. No one would fight. We were both 6-1. And so we decided to fight. We said, we'll just stand up and bang. I lost the fight, got cut. I was winning the fight, but I got cut. Stop the fight, you lose the fight because of the cut. And Eric and I have been brothers, you know, before that and ever since. And the fact that this motherfucker, you know, and I love Eric, and this isn't putting Eric down, but Eric had like 5 knockout stoppages. He was stopped like 5 times before this. So I don't know why he decided to go to bare knuckle where it's more brutal, in my opinion, on your brain. Like, not for repetitive blows, but just shock. And when he got hit, he clearly wasn't out. He rolled over, smacked the ground, went to stand up. He was fucked up, though. And, you know, that's the only thing old Sammy boy can hold on to is like, oh, yeah, I knocked out Prindle. Oh, I stopped Prindle. Like, all right, bro, I got you. So, yeah, it started from then. And then this motherfucker didn't want to fight me. See, he tells everybody, oh, we were only supposed to fight a couple times. You know, we were only signed. You're right. But Nate Shook called me 2 more times besides that saying, will you fight in 3 weeks? I was like, fuck. Not in shape. I'm a little overweight, but fuck it. I'll fight. Then I get a phone call back. Well, he said he doesn't care if he loses, but he doesn't want to look bad doing it. So he turned it down. That's Sam Shewmaker. So you know what? He knows, and I know how many times we were supposed to do this, and he backed out each time. So he can claim this tough guy. I don't back out. I don't run. Bitch, please. You run. I'm a bad. Look, let's just take personal opinions out of this shit and just do a pure on paper. A pressure puncher, okay, is a bad matchup for a guy like Sam Shewmaker, who's stiff, does this, you know, he loads up that too, bro. At the end of the day, I'm a bad matchup for him. Him and his team knows it. Why do you think Matt Coher pulled him off the internet? Because he had 3 things. Oh, you're a bum. Oh, you're 5-5. Oh, you're okay. I don't give a fuck. Say whatever you want. I'm 1-20. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna fucking smash your face in. And then he kept going. He only has like 3 things. That's how unintelligent. They're like, oh, and Matt Coher, God bless him. He's like, oh, I'll challenge. Bro, you don't want to challenge academic achievements, motherfucker. I will smoke both y'all, put both your shits together. Like, I'm not just a fucking meathead, bro. So at the end of the day, I'm going to smoke this dude. I'm going to hurt him. And it's a fight. Anything could happen. So you never know. I could be sitting here going, fuck, didn't mean to get caught. Fuck, he put me on my ass. That's a possibility. But you know what? The fact that I know that's a possibility and I'm still going to go fucking walk through him, I think gives me more of a well-rounded approach where he literally thinks I'm a bum. He literally, and I think in the back of the head, he knows, Matt Coher knows, they all know I'm a bad matchup for him and they do not want me to touch him. And then Matt's like, well, try doing this because it's not Sam Shewmaker. That motherfucker ain't, he got about 2 cents worth of knowledge up there. He can't talk. He's not articulate. Why do you think BKFC was behind him in the beginning? And they go, wow, you're a fucking lump on a log. Like, you can't sell shit. Okay, you're not marketable. It's because he cannot articulate. And then when he sits there and he's, oh, I'm a big puncher. Well, great, you hit a pad, and ever since then you've only knocked out one guy clean. Another guy you got to quit, or to stop, which is Bobo. You know, let's be honest. Okay, you're not fighting the top tier guys, and that's all I've done is fight top tier guys. I'm coming off a loss. I'm not looking for a tomato can. I'm not looking for a cupcake that I can go smoke real quick and get back in the win. Fuck that. I've been in this game. I'm 7-3-2. Okay. So at the end of the day, I got 12 fights in bare knuckle. This is my 13th fight. All I want to do is fight the best. Win, lose, or draw, that's all I want to do. But this dude took it to a level where it's personal now. And trust me, there is no worried about me getting up. Like with Frank Tate, complete switch of opponent 4 days before the fight. I go from a midget of Dylan Kleckler, who's a little man. I stood next to him. He's like, yeah, he's all roided up, but he's like that thin. He ain't real muscle. He's a blown up 205er. Fucking same thing with fucking Hillbilly. He's literally 237 his last fight, and he still had a gut. He still had a belly. Okay, I cut from 295 to get to heavyweight. All right, I'm a real heavyweight. I hit like a real heavyweight. I don't just hit a little pad and, oh my God, I'm so awesome. No, this ain't the early days of BKFC. We're moving past all that gimmicky bullshit. We're going to real shit. Let's go into the real paperwork. I have a 100% KO ratio. All 7 of my wins are by knockouts under 7 minutes. Okay, and all my stoppages. I haven't been knocked out. The last one with Frank, that was me verbally going, fuck it, it's not my day. I just kept getting knocked on my ass by sheer force. Like, it wasn't putting me in like La La Land, but my head looked like Quasimodo. It was Frank's night. So besides that fight, all the other ones were cuts. So
dude, we were there, Josh, and like we all, like, honest to God, you like shocked us that night because we all thought that, you took Frank Tate on a short notice. Josh's gonna walk through him real quick, but then that night your head was on a pole, man. You were standing still, just getting fucking popped, and we're like, what the fuck is he doing? Well, how come he's not moving? What's going on? Was there something going on with you that night, or is it just wasn't your night?
Nah, man. Frank and I both talked after the fight. I know he won, but there was something in the air. He felt weird. I felt weird. It was just like I was in sand. And if you could see when we tied up, we basically laid on each other. When we were in a tie up, that's why I should have been dangerous. And I was just leaning. And he was just leaning. And like, he did his job better than me. But we both felt like it was a funky, weird something in the air. We both felt that way. Now, granted, Frank got the win, but I was just like in quicksand, man. I had great camp. I was in great shape. I just think, for me, it's a lot. It's mental and emotional. And I had nothing against Frank. He's a good dude. Went out there and I didn't have the same fire. I'll be honest with you. When I found out the Monday of the week of the fight that DC pulled out, it was just like deflating the balloon, And then when I was on a conference call with Dave and Nate, and I didn't even let them finish. I was like, I'll fight whoever. Just fight. Like, it was stupid. It wasn't business smart, And they were laughing because, like, at least let's tell you who it is, And that's my fault. That's a rookie mistake from a veteran. I shouldn't have done that. I should have been smarter about it because Frank Tate's a dangerous fight for anybody. And his dynamics and his size, you have to train for that. He's not somebody you can just take on the fly, in my opinion. So, there is no excuse, man. At the end of the day, I felt great. And the reason I was because I was in such great shape, every time he knocked me down, it was sheer force. It wasn't like, oh my God, like I was in La La Land. It literally hit me so hard that it knocked me on my ass. I'm like, holy Christ. So roll over, get on my knee, wait for the count, stand up. And then if you saw every time after he knocked me down, I high-fived him. Like, hey, good job.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know what to trust me. It was just whatever. It was with us.
It was kind of wild. And when we talked before, after the fight, and I asked you, did you find out because the way that like your Facebook post lined up with when they actually released that the fight was changing hands, basically that, Kleckler was out, Tate was in, it kind of looked online like you would have found out when you were on the plane, but you had told us like, oh no, I did find out before you guys all did. Obviously they would tell you first, but I mean, it definitely still, I would think, not being a fighter, but just even as a fan looking at it, like, man, that must be a mind fuck after the fact because you've trained all this time and you go, yeah, I'll take anybody, let me go. And then you're fighting a completely different guy, just completely different. And it's got to like kind of twist your mind a little bit, even though, you want to just fight anybody because you just had that fighter mindset that you just will fuck anybody up. You're ready for it, but there has to be something small that just kind of like in the back of your mind, like, but he's a little bit different,
Yeah, it's different, and I think that before Frank and I fought, probably fucked my head even more, which pissed me off. And I tried to be nice, but after all this, I see, Dylan Kleckler gets online and talks shit. So I don't give a fuck about Pretty Boy, So at the end of the day, I saw that motherfucker walk up to me at the front gates of the venue, not limping. Now, mind you, I'm educated in exercise physiology. Okay, that's where my education's at.
Yeah, hamstring injury.
Claiming that you had a torn hamstring, bitch, even if it was a grade 2, grade 3, you would be on crutches, you'd be gimping, he was smiling, laughing, walking around just fine. No, you were a pussy and you had a little injury, so you thought you pull out. You think I was going into the fight 100% healthy? No fighter goes into a fight 100% healthy. And the fact that you were walking around that arena, laughing, joking, having a good time, walking without a gimp, bro, I don't want to hear that shit. So that fucked with my head a little bit, because I'm like, yo, this dude straight up pulled a Shewmaker. He's pulling the fuck out. And then, like I said, Frank Tate and I, we had nothing but cordial. We sat back, joked during medicals. Like, it was what, hell, we took pictures when we were doing the weigh-ins. It was, it was what it was, and that's my fault for probably not getting up. But, all credit goes to Frank, man. I mean, he hits like a damn fucking truck. So, it wasn't like it was knocking me out, but he hit me hard enough to knock my big ass on my ass with sheer force. So it was impressive.
Now, in the comment section, someone said, "Weird question. How do you get a fight against a ranked number 2 fighter after losing to an unranked fighter?" I think you answered that earlier. First of all, Frank Tate is no unranked fighter. He is right there in the top 5 heavyweights in there. So to call Frank Tate a nobody is disrespectful. But you also said you're not trying to fight schmucks. You want top level competition. And remember, Josh and Dylan were supposed to be a title eliminator. You were one step away from a title shot if you were to beat Dylan Kleckler. So there's the answer to that question. After Sam Shewmaker, not looking past your upcoming opponent, do you think you beat Sam Shewmaker, you're right back in title talks after?
No. I know that. Yeah, I know that I'm in. I know that I am. And if I can knock him out, trust me, AJ's a little nervous right now because he thinks he's got this heavyweight title. They haven't announced it. If I can do something that he's never done, no one else has ever done, and I just smoke Sam Shewmaker. I mean, he just fought Joey. Now, granted, it was a boring ass fight, but if I go in there and fucking destroy this dude like you don't belong, there's going to be issues. And I'm not taking away AJ's shot. Sure, him and Joey can go fucking fight if AJ fights the way he fought with Nick Terrell, but then again, it's not taken away from my boy Nick, because Nick Terrell's my boy, but Nick coming off a 3-year layoff, not done shit, coming off and then going to Mexico, all the bullshit, bro. It's an asterisk win for AJ at best. So it's not the same Nick Terrell that I met when I flew over the UK. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna smoke Sam Shewmaker. I'll wait, but my next fight will be for the title. There's unless I know DC's supposed to fight Tate. I think that I did watch the fight, listen to Frank, and I did look at the fight. I saw 3 times where he got hit in the back of the head. Frank told me there were 6. I saw 3 clear shots to the back of the head, and this is when it was new, so they weren't fucking saying shit. So when I first evaluated Tate, I said that Frank quit. And I said it to this day. Everyone's like, "Oh, you called him a bum." No. And then Matt Core's got the fucking balls, the little fucking ginger balls to say, "Oh, Burns is walking around saying this is give me." No, I don't say that about anything. Like, so he's full of shit. I don't say that about anything. All I said was, yes, Frank Tate quit. I thought he was a quitter. I didn't pay attention to that he got hit in the back of the head. I say he quit. I told Frank, I said, "Frank, I think you quit. When you fought DC, you quit." And he goes, "Well, Josh, let me tell you." And he broke it down for me. He goes, "Why the fuck would I keep getting back up when they let him hit me in the back of the head?" So I respect that, and I go, okay, I got to watch the fight. Watch the fight, and saw 3 shots myself. So, at the end of the day, and then people are like, "Oh, how do you get this fight?" Motherfuckers, this is the great thing about the internet. All you fucking keyboard warriors ain't done shit in your lives. I'm the most experienced fucking American heavyweight bare knuckle fighter. I got 7 wins, all by KOs. I got 3 losses. I deserve to be in the top 3. And when I smoke Sam Shewmaker, y'all gonna shut the fuck up. Y'all gonna be back sucking my asshole, being like, oh yeah, Burns is great. Burns is great. Oh, he's a power puncher. Man, y'all can fucking suck a dick, man. I don't really care. At the end of the day, I'm done being the nice guy that I've always been all the way through, because at the end of the day, it gets me nowhere. And you get all these people that get on these internets and they start talking, and it's like, first of all, you look like drives me nuts. There's females and shit that get on this thing and they start and they're friends with some podcaster and they start talking like, you look like a fucking melted candle Oompa Loompa. Like you look like you get out of wind walking upstairs. How the fuck you gonna even talk to any of us? I don't give a fuck if you're talking to somebody that's 0-4. They got in there 4 times, more than anything you've ever done in your life. So I'm a little bit irritated, and American people are definitely amateurs when it comes to this bare knuckle, especially BKFC. What are we going? 4 years? Woo, 4 years. That's fucking nothing.
Barely.
Look at the UFC. You know,
look at the UFC. COVID, it might be like 2.
Right. So, look at that shit. So at the end of the day, I'm, besides a guy named Eric Olson, who's controversial, whatever, but Eric's my boy. I like Eric. He's very respectful to me and my family. So until you do me wrong, I don't give a fuck what you do to other people. At the end of the day, that's the only other American fighter, bare knuckle fighter, that has as many fights as I do. That's as active as I have been. That went overseas. Melvin Gillard went over there a couple times. There's a couple guys like Julian went over there, but all these guys went once, twice. That's it, bro. I went there. I was there 4.5 years consistently. Okay, got all my fights in. So at the end of the day, I'm the only one getting off a flight, 15-hour flight, walk into the venue, weigh in because you got to weigh in the day of the fight, going back to the fighter house for an hour nap, going back and fighting, and then getting back on the plane in the morning, going home. Like, dude, it just drives me a little bit fucking nuts with all these people that literally don't know their ass from the hole in the ground, and they all gonna have these little remarks like, and these ranking systems. Are you fucking kidding me? Look, there's some new crew that came up with some ranking. Like, you look at the ranking, like, the fuck you guys like, bro. Just it's beyond stupid, and that's why the BKFC and the Hall of Fame, Scott, they laugh at it. They're like, yo, literally, you guys are you're late to the fucking party, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, we're gonna run the party, bitches. You are late. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. How about you get another 4 years experience, and then you can start talking because you're just now learning the ropes. You feel me? So I mean, there you go.
I have to admit, I was asked to be a part of the committee, and I went in with these guys, and there is 9 people. And no offense to you or anything, I fucking goddamn it, I'm a piece of shit. All right, fine.
Mike,
no, but
yourself.
To be honest, there was a lot of argument and a lot, behind the scenes of who's going to be where and stuff like that. And it was as legitimate as we could argue, and it was all put into like an actual everybody says who their top 5 is, and it goes into a matrix, and that's what happened. But I hear you. You're the guy in there. You're the guy fighting, so I totally understand where you're coming from. I don't got any fucking experience in the ring. So
listen, I'm biased because I'm the fighter. You're not biased because you're outside. You're taking a non-biased approach. Great, cool. This is how fucking silly the ranking is. You all put my training partner, and if Chris Fish is watching, he better back this shit up. Otherwise, I'll record the next time we train. You got Chris Fish or Jason Fish.
Yep,
Fish. Are you fucking kidding me? The reason he went to a fucking cruiserweight is because he don't want to, bro, I love my boy, and he's a beast. He's a mini me. But it's exactly what I just said, a mini me. Okay? No. You guys, you're so fucking far off. And they're like, well, he did win 2 at heavyweight. Right. Who'd he fight? Let's be honest, bro. Like, they fed him. They fed him cans. Even Jay know that. Now, Jay fucked up this last fight because he took too goddamn long before he dropped his weight. That was Jay's biggest problem. If Jay would have cut weight better, I think he would have ran through Quentin. That's my opinion. And I love Quentin. Quentin's a great guy. Quentin did what he had to do. But I know Jason's capabilities, and Jason fucked himself by not cutting correctly and having to cut 25 pounds the day before weigh-ins.
It was rough.
Yeah, so not good. Okay, I think you guys interviewed him. You saw him how sucked in and sucked.
Yeah, he was having a hard time talking. The day of the weigh-in. He told us straight up that the weight cut didn't have anything to do with it. But honest to God, how could it not, man? He looked so drawn out. He looked like he was having a hard time even talking. We love Jay Fish just like you do, and
my boy.
And Jay definitely had a hard weight cut, and it took a lot out of him. Before we let you go, Josh, you are obviously fired the fuck up for this fight. You want to go at fucking Sam Shewmaker so bad. We're gonna give you a second to say whatever you want to say real quick before we let you go. But I wanted to ask you one question. What did you think about? And I don't know if I'm going to be crossing the line here. What did you think about the matchmaking? Putting Justin Thornton in the ring with Dylan Kleckler last
night,
because I feel like they served that kid up on a platter and it was dangerous.
Yeah, well, look. At the end of the day, Nate is my boy. Nate Shook's my boy. I love him. I love Katie. I like Dave. Like, you're all my family. But at the end of the day, you have to use your fucking head better than that. And at the end of the day, it's really not Nate. You know who it's on? It's on the Mississippi fucking Commission. Those idiots. Okay, when I fought Chris Sarro, I wasn't allowed to come in at 275 like I normally weigh because there is no limit at Mississippi. There is no limit. So, but I had to be within, you know, they wanted me around 265 because they thought Chris would come in at 230, so it'd be closer in range. The reality is Dylan Kleckler, it's shameful that he took the fight. You know, he took a guy that was 6-18, who was an actual 205er, and he came in the fight 211. And I said that on a comment, and Kleckler defending, wait, what? You don't even know what you're talking about. He was 214. Right there, you fucking dipshit. That his wife's hair products going to his head. You just argued about 3 pounds when you weigh damn near 250. Okay, right. The guy is
scary, man.
It was bad, and on top of it, he pushed Kleckler all over the ring. He pushed him all over the ring until he got caught. So at the end of the day, it was a bad matchup. And if I was Dylan, me personally, I'd be like, yo, like, that's not a fight I would take. I would step aside, you know, if they wouldn't give me somebody a little better. But then again, there's different people. There's people like the pad records, okay? And there's people like me. I'm okay, I got losses on my record, but look at the people I fought compared to the fucking bums that he fought. There you go. Simple as that.
There you go. I was wondering if like everybody felt the same sentiment that we did. Like, I really felt like they fed that kid to the wolves and it was dangerous, and they really need to think about that a little more before they go feeding someone just to put another W on the record. You know what I mean? But we'll just let that go. We thank you for having, you know, you're on here for another half an hour. You always deliver a great interview. Before we let you go, your huge fight next Friday, Sam Shewmaker, BKFC 21 in Nebraska for the first time. Final words. Sponsors are at the bottom. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, just appreciate everybody tuning in. Want to say thanks to Tiger Life with my main sponsor, Fire Savvy, and Latham Law Group. And as far as tuning into the fight, at the end of the day, man, if you want to fucking see a real heavyweight, tune the fuck in, because I'm going to literally show the difference between a small town, a big fish in a little town, and a real motherfucker. I'm going to break his jaw. You watch.
We're excited to see it. We cannot wait for next Friday night. The Hammer, right, Josh Burns, is fired up, man. He's fucking fired up, and we love it. Thank you for coming on, Josh.
Thanks for coming on, Josh. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Later.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, man.
Let's go.